you seen from Travion Thompson?
It's been a lot better. He's a guy that's got challenged a lot. This has been a big spring for him, especially, he's gotten a lot of scrimmage opportunities. Mike's pretty much doing everything except the scrimmaging. We'll take him out on scrimmages, which is good for guys like Travion to get those reps. But I've seen a lot of good things out of him. He's had, I'd probably say that his last 4 practices have been his best practices. And this is a big year for him, and he's getting a lot of opportunities and a lot of reps. But I like where he's headed. He's not there yet, but he's headed in the right direction. And like I said, just the last few days, he's made a lot of big plays, which he needed to show us that he can make.
On a team that has the luxury of a lot of very talented wide receivers, when you're in a guy like his shoes, that can either be a thing that pushes you or a thing that kind of says, oh, well, there's already like 6 guys ahead of me on the depth chart. Why, have you appreciated how he's responded to being in that position?
I have. I mean, this is, he's had guys ahead of him, and also with Dion out. I mean, that's where he's getting his opportunity to make the most of it. And it's kind of either you will or you won't. You'll go one direction or the other. And to this point, he's shown that he's willing to compete and go prove to us that he's ready to play and ready to be a major factor and take the next step. And that's what we've seen from him so far. So I'm encouraged. Wednesday scrimmage will be really big for him. I'll see how he goes on that stage.
With so much experience at that position, does it make your job a little easier this time of the year, or do you have to find new ways to get these guys done?
No, I don't think it makes it any easier. We're always trying to improve, and really, you got your first line guys that are all trying to get better. They all have things. Artavis Scott's got things he needs to work on. Obviously, Mike's been out for a year. Renfro, he's got plenty of things to work on, and then you got that next group behind that really needs to take that next step. I've been pleased with what I've seen out of Ray McLeod over the last 3 or 4 practices. He finally looks healthy and is playing a lot faster. But in the spring, it's really about each one of those guys improving their individual games, and then whenever we kind of get to the fall, it's really about kind of bringing that group together and how they play together. But right now, it's about improving them individually as players, and they've been working every day. It's not always perfect, it's not always pretty. It's really just a consistent effort and the intensity that they show up with each practice, and I've been pleased with where they are so far through 10 practices.
From what you can see out of Mike, how do you feel about where he is right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I've watched to try to see if there's anything at all from his year off, or really the biggest thing was probably just the first 3 or 4 practices. He was out of breath a little bit, just kind of getting back in that practice shape of going 4 or 5 reps in a row. But I've been very pleased where he is. He's made a ton of plays, and really looks like he's kind of picking up where he left off there last year. And this is a big year for him. He's got an opportunity to make a huge impact on our offense, and I know that's what he's wanting to do after having to sit on the sideline and watch all last year.
You talked about Wednesday's scrimmage. What are you trying to get out of that from that first scrimmage to Wednesday's?
The biggest thing is just the improvement. We had enough errors and mistakes in that first scrimmage to lose 3 ball games, and so can we go through the scrimmage and not make the same mistakes? And can we make the plays that we missed? Can we eliminate the self-inflicted errors, jumping off sides? Not communicating, the turnovers, the things that we can control. That was the biggest thing we took away from the first scrimmage, is just had too many mistakes and things that we can control. And so that's really what our guys have watched on video. They've learned, they've seen it, and now it's just they got to go out there and do it and improve on it. And it's just like you get in a game week. You go from week 1 to week 2, making improvement off the mistakes of week 1, and that's the same thing that we'll expect out of them tomorrow when we hit Death Valley.
What goes through your mind when you see Hunter Renfro run down Dexter Lawrence and make that tackle in the scrimmage?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. I really thought that Hunter was going to jump on his back and get a free ride into the end zone. And I think those extra 5 or 6 pounds that he put on since last year really were the difference to get him down. I think if Dexter would have knew that was Hunter, he might have been able to hold him off, but I think he kind of surprised attacked him. I told somebody it looked like a Chihuahua that was chasing after somebody that broke in a house and nipping on his heels, but it wasn't pretty, but he got the job done. And Coach Swady said that all Dexter did is enter himself into Hunter Renfro book. So the legend of Hunter Renfro. So no, that was good. And that's something we always talk about. Is hey, there's going to be mistakes. You're going to have interceptions from time to time. The wide receivers are the guys that have the best chance to get them down because we're out there near them and can run and catch them. So we got to do our part. We got a great defense. Give our defense an opportunity to make a stop. Don't give up. Pick six, 3 touchdowns.
Is that kind of demonstrative of the competitiveness that you normally see from Hunter Renfro on a regular basis?
Yeah, I mean, I think Hunter's just a guy you can count on. Very similar to how Adam Humphries was when he's on the field. You can really turn your back and start talking to somebody else because you know he's going to do his job and be where he's supposed to be and execute at a high level. And that's what he's done this spring as well.
You mentioned Ray Ray's having good practices lately. What's the biggest thing he needs to do from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, I mean, I think he had a good first year and really was improving a lot. Then he had that injury that really kind of set him back there towards the end of the year. But really, I think it's really the same things that we challenged Artavis with after his first year. You know, become a complete wide receiver. Ray Ray's a very talented guy with the ball in his hands. He can run, but really, you got to be able to do more than that to be a great receiver. You got to be able to get open versus press coverage on all the inside, underneath routes, not just the vertical routes. And so, working on his break points and his releases and all those type of things, that's really what he's focusing on. But like I said, I've seen progress from the beginning of spring through where we are, practice 10 today.
Coach Sweeney was saying that the first half of spring practice is all about laying the groundwork, and now it's about competition. How do you feel the team's responded?
Yeah, I think they've competed really well. I think it's one thing that our guys do is they know how to compete against each other. They know how to practice against each other, and we make each other better. We got a very, very talented defense, and I think they make our offense better, and then I think our offense also makes those guys a lot better, and kind of practicing good on good, and it's been good for us so far, and that'll be a big part of our scrimmage on Wednesday.
Thank you.
How's Shadell improved from year 1 to his second spring?
Yeah, I think Shadell's been banged up right now. He's got a kind of an Achilles injury that's kind of holding him back a little bit. His routes have gotten better, but he's still kind of held up and not able to play full speed right now with his injury. So hopefully he can get healthy here over the next week or so he can have a good last week of spring ball.
When you say it's Achilles, is it loose, tender, what is it?
No, it's more a strained muscle, just kind of a nagging injury. And he's able to practice, he's just not able to be full speed right now.
It's like working with Mark Fields, returning kicks a little bit. What were your thoughts about how he did?
Yeah, Mark's a talented guy. I think he returned kicks at high school, and springtime is about giving a lot of those guys opportunities back there. And you never know till you get them back there, kind of who has a knack for that or not. But so far through a couple of days of kickoff return, he's done a good job. Him, Artavis, Scott, and Ray McLeod are kind of the 3 that have been getting the most work back there as our own return.
Are you okay with your guys working at kick return?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We want our guys to be on special teams as much as possible, and return game is. That's why we recruited guys like Artavis Scott, Ray McLeod, as they were guys that are dangerous with the ball in their hands. And so they're definitely a key part to that, and we can definitely all improve in that area, and that's something that we've been working hard on this spring.
Is Artavis in a good place right now, 100% healthy?
Yeah, I think he looks like he's as healthy as he's been, and he's made a lot of plays and getting better, so I've been pleased with him.